are throwing a party.
Soon, I will have 6 guests, or as I like to call them, test subjects, having a party with me under test conditions. These conditions are: 3 of my guests are going to behave as germaphobes. 3 of my guests have no idea what's happening. I will be spreading my nasal secretions far and wide while performing a series of normal party-like tasks: cake, toasts, games, what have you. At the end of all of this, we're going to flick out the lights, turn on the ultraviolet lights, and see how far I've been able to spread my secretions. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get into makeup.
So as not to reveal what's being tested to our guest guinea pigs, special effects artist Danny gives Adam a nose job.
Oh, it's just a little bit restrictive, but not bad. Hell of a lot better than the Band-Aid.
With Adam in the chair, Jamie prepares our 3 germaphobe guests.
Welcome to the party.
Thank you.
So this is how this is going to work. Adam has a cold, and your job is not to get that cold. You still have to stay here. You can't just leave, but you don't want to catch his cold.
All right, sounds good.
Gross.
Carrie, Grant, and Tori will try their germaphobe best not to pick up Adam's nasal secretions. However, the control group, the remaining 3 guests, will have no idea Adam is even secreting.
Hello, Pearl. Nice to meet you.
Adam just wiped his nose, and now he's shaking hands. That stuff's getting everywhere.
While Jamie tracks the contamination, Adam's rig will drip at exactly the rate a human nose runs, 60 milliliters an hour.
Oh, we're going to have a fun little party here. Are you guys ready?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I've got a little bit of a stuffy nose, but this should all be very cool.
Remember, the goal is to find out if Adam will pass on his pseudo-secretions to his guests through the normal activity of a party.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for participating in my little science experiment.
True sport.
So we're getting some good contact here. We've got him handling the plates, the forks. Those are being passed over. With any luck, each one of those has been marked.
Although our trio of germaphobes keep an eye on exactly what Adam's touching, the unprepared guests have no idea what's being passed around.
Okay, it looks like as he's pouring, he's touching them on the shoulder, so each one of those is a mark.
There ain't no party like a mythbusters party.
That's a good roll.
And although the good times and the dice roll,
I definitely lost.
eventually the fun must come to an end.
Thanks again. Tori.
Celebrating you.
Thank you so much for coming. Really?
But of course, our test subjects are still in the dark. And the moment has come for the big, snotty reveal.
What was going on was that I had a mechanical runny nose. I had a little tube running down the side of my nose, dripping a fluorescing fluid. The goal was to see how far my nasal secretions might travel if I had a cold and who might get those on them. To give you an idea about how much it spread on me alone, normally my skin would not fluoresce under black light. Are you ready? Oh, yeah.
Adam may look like a radioactive clown, but has he spread his radioactive red snot? First off, the unknowing guest guinea pigs.
Leah, let's see those hands. Hold them up into the light. Oh, yeah.
They all bear the telltale signs of contamination. But what about our germaphobe trio? Despite their best efforts, Grant and Tori couldn't escape the neon.
Grant, let's see those hands.
I couldn't avoid shaking your hand.
Tori? Oh, Tori. You got it.
Did we
face
sneak
here.
off somewhere?
Tori has even ended up with snot on his face. Carrie, however, is a different story.
I have to confess, I'm actually a germaphobe, so this was not too hard for me, and I am not surprised I did this well.
Nice.
Wow, incredible. So how many of us got colds?
I'd say 5 out of the 6 of you have been legitimately exposed with only a 30-minute dinner party and 1 typhoid mare.
So even though I knew Adam had a fake cold, I was still kind of grossed out by the idea. So I kind of employed all of my usual techniques not to get sick. I didn't touch anything or anywhere that he touched. When he handed me something, I wiped it off with my napkin.
Right at the very end of dinner, as we were saying our goodbyes, Adam stuck out his hand, and I had to shake it. And you know what? If someone sticks out their hand, you can't avoid shaking it. And that is where he got me.
With 5 out of 6 guests infected and a dinner table that's more neon than not, where does this leave the myth?
Look around me. Look at how far and wide my secretions have spread to everywhere on this table. Next time you think you've got an innocuous runny nose, think again.
Think again, indeed. But that isn't the end of this snot-spreading saga. Adam and Jamie have proved a runny nose will eventually catch up to you.
Where does that leave us? Well, we wondered, suppose the person who's spreading the germs is acting more responsibly. Suppose they're trying to keep others from being infected. That's what we're going to test next. We've set up this whole space again, totally clean. I haven't touched anything here. I will have the same drip rig going on, dripping at the same rate, except I'm going to be trying to keep my germs from spreading to any parts of this table and any of my guests. Let's see how I do.
So the Mythbusters will repeat the nasal secretions test.
Hello. 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 Good to see you.
With 2 vital differences. Adam will do everything he can not to spread his pseudo-snot. And we've got a new set of blissfully unaware test subjects.
But I got to warn you, I've got a little bit of a cold, so let's do elbow greet. How are you? How are you?
But will modifying his behavior decrease the chances of contamination?
He's not shaking hands, he's bumping elbows.
Jasmine?
Despite the fact that his nose is still dripping at 60 mils per hour, Adam is doing all he can to limit his hand-to-hand contact with his guests.
And Tori, if you would take this and hand out a sheet to everybody. Dana, if you would pass these pens to your right, and make sure everyone gets a pen. We're going to play a game called Dictionary.
But as well as avoiding direct contact with his guests, Adam's also avoiding indirect contact by enlisting their help.
Dana, will you hand out the glasses for me, please?
At this point, it looks like he's doing pretty well because the only thing that's actually been passed around person to person has been the paper notes. The glasses, the bottle, even meeting everybody in the beginning didn't involve any kind of contact at all.
And once again, the 30 minutes seems to fly by until it's time to bring in the bouncer.
All right then, so everybody's had some cake, some champagne, you played a couple games, lovely party. Time to call it quits.
Jamie says it's time to go. It's time to go.
Wow, what a buzz.
Right?
And with that, the test is over. But has Adam kept his snot to himself?
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, let's see your hands. You're clean. You're clean?
Well, the result is spelled out in no neon light.
Clean. Clean. Good job, Adam.
In stark contrast to the previous test, amazingly, Adam has not infected a single guest.
I gotta say, that was totally amazing. Just by a simple change of technique, you can prevent everyone at the party from getting sick.
Let's recap. The myth that if you're sick, your nasal secretions will go everywhere.
Confirmed.
And the ability as an innocent bystander for one to avoid those secretions.
Not impossible, but very difficult.
So what have we concluded is the best way to prevent the spread?
Well, if you're sick, you need to take some personal responsibility.
Absolutely right. This has been a public service announcement from Jamie and Adam at Mythbusters.